spread.
San or E. Hi, I'm here with Wodemaya. Some of you guys might have seen his YouTube channel. I don't know. If not, check it out. But this is also in response to the ignorant comment I made a couple weeks ago about China, Christmas being banned in China. And I was like, well, maybe I should get some people that live there to give me some feedback about what it's like, right? Since we know the media lies and we all have misconceptions about each other's different countries and where we live and stuff. So anyway, and I reached out to Wodemaya because I actually watched his channel, and he emailed me back and he said, I was about to leave a comment on your channel. What were you about to leave? What were you about to tell me? You're like, you just like let it go.
I just wanted to say negative things about China really spread faster.
Oh, that's nice. I thought you were gonna be like, stupid American. What are you talking about? Okay.
No, come on. So that is how it is. Like anything negative about China really spread faster because China is becoming a superpower. So a lot of people are trying to do videos about China. Whether it's true or not, whether they confirm it or not, they'll still make videos about China. That is how it is. But when I saw that video, it was not nothing new because it happened in 2017 when do you know Chairman Mao? Chairman Mao celebrates his birthday
on the 26th?
Right after Christmas. That is 26th, yeah. But most young Chinese don't know. They don't celebrate this day. They would rather celebrate Christmas. Christmas is not a holiday in China. Let me put it this way. Christmas is not a holiday in China, but people like young Chinese, they go out with their friends and go eat something, have some party, go to karaoke, and it has become like a new culture in China.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah. It's like pop culture, right? It's like pop. Okay.
Exactly. So back in 2017, like when you go to certain provinces in China, people were like, "No way, we are not going to allow you guys to celebrate Christmas like that." So people decided to come to the street. That is the old generation, because Chairman Mao is like very old. Let me put it this way. Like, so because of that, like it's just the so this happened back in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That is when the old generation started boycotting that the younger generation should celebrate Chairman Mao instead of Jesus because Jesus has nothing to do with our culture. So people started boycotting, going to the street. People started making short videos about these things, and it was back in 2017. But even after boycotting, saying that no Christmas is banned in China, still people were celebrating it because it's not a holiday. It's not a holiday in China, so it's like group of people just having fun, group of people just doing their own thing. But even though Christmas is not celebrated in China, but you find Christmas tree everywhere, Christmas decorations everywhere in shop. That is how it is. Like Christmas is celebrated. It's not like a holiday, but Christmas is celebrated in China by the young generation. They go out, do shopping with their friends, go sing. That is how it is in China. So when people are saying Christmas is not celebrated, Christmas is banned in China, it was just 2017, and it was not everywhere in China. Just a group of people.
Yeah, just certain places.
But it was not something that the government decided that hey, we are not. Yeah, it was just some like even in Beijing, if you go to Salutun, back in 2017, there was Christmas tree everywhere.
Well, I saw
and
like
Beijing.
This lady,
like even this year, I was in Shenyang. This year Christmas, I was in Shenyang, and there was Christmas everywhere.
This lady who sent me a video.
Lady?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done. But this lady sent me a video, and it was like Christmas on blast. It was crazy. It was more Christmassy there than it was here. It was just like you said, trees everywhere. It was in Beijing. She's like, what are you talking about? We just celebrated Christmas last night, and there were just trees everywhere. There was shopping and all these Christmas decorations. I was like, whoa. I was really wrong about that.
It was just 2017. I saw the video. It was what happened in 2017. People were boycotting this Christmas because the young they were celebrating, yeah, they were celebrating Christmas way too much. That's why they decided to um, boycott it. So I don't think there was not something like Christmas being banned in China. I saw a couple of videos. People were making videos about it, but it was because of what people started doing. So the old generation started going to the street saying that, hey, the young generation, you guys should celebrate Chama Mao more than Jesus. So that was the main reason. I didn't hear anything like China banned Christmas. Nobody can celebrate Christmas in China or something.
Yeah.
There was nothing like that.
And
Yeah.
you know, you're right about bad news traveling fast, but I think that's just the case with bad news everywhere. You know what I mean? Not just China, like even in America, you know, like bad news spreads about us faster than good news, you know? And I think that's
Yes,
just in
exactly.
general, our society is used to like focusing on the negativity more than the positivity about everything, you know?
And when you try being positive, nobody likes you.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I think we've just been conditioned to feed off the negativity. You know,
Yeah.
I think there is. I mean, I appreciate your channel. Your channel is pretty positive. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, How long have you lived in China?
6 years now.
Okay.
I've lived in China for 6 years, and I actually lived all my life there. Let me say it that way, because when I went to China, I was like a kid. I didn't know anything. But as time goes on, I got used to the people, the language, and the food. So personally, I would say that the first time I went to China, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. I was just traveling, just go and study. I went there like I'll say I was a kid that time, because when I went to China, I was 17 years old. I didn't know anything in China. I just wanted to go to school, and when I got there, I didn't understand the language. I had to talk to people. I had to use sign languages, like
Yeah,
using my
yeah. You
hands
like
just to
we call it like
express myself.
yeah. What do you call it? You like chicken. I am hungry. Yeah, like
Yeah,
very It's not. There's another word, not sign language. I can't think like playing charades or something like that, right? Yeah, you get very
yeah.
animated with your body language
But
to
yeah,
talk. Yeah.
yeah. So I would say that China really made who I am today. Like I learned a lot from China. Coming from Ghana, it was my first time too of traveling, and I got used to the system in China, and I decided to use get what I've acquired in China to do something else.
你的中文碎吧，碎吧。
什么？
你的中文碎吧，碎吧，最棒，
最棒，
最棒。
最棒！
你的中文最棒。
我的中文最棒，不是哪里哪里，不可能。你学过中文没？
对对，我是中文，但是我需要什么学习练习，对啊，这 My tones are so bad. The Skype like stopped me.
Yeah, yeah, but I think like if you have Chinese people that you talk to every day, the
Yeah.
Chinese is gonna be perfect. That was how I used to learn the language, always talking to Chinese people, and
Yeah.
after I got used to the language, I don't really talk to them anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, I like it though. I do language exchange like once a week now, but my best language is Spanish, so I'm more focused on that right now. And I mean, I know some, but I'm going to get that's on my bucket list. I'm gonna get better with my my Mandarin too, but I'm trying to put more focus on one language at a time because I was trying to do a bunch at a time and it was just driving me crazy. So, but
Well, you traveled to Taiwan, right? You said you're in Taiwan.
Yeah. Plus, I've
Okay.
noticed the tones and stuff are a little bit different. The accent's different in Taiwan than it is in China.
Yeah. But even in China, if you want to speak Chinese, you have to live at the north. You have to live at the north. If you want to speak real Chinese, you have to live at the north. Like
So maybe
how do you call it?
Beijing.
Beijing, Shenyang, Dalian, like the northern part of China. That is where you're going to speak the real Chinese. But if you go and study in Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Shanghai, you're not going to get the real Chinese. They don't speak the real Chinese.
Why is it? Is it more like slang?
Yeah, like if you go to China, those who speak the real Chinese are the those living the northern part of China.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to the south, because sometimes when I go to the south, I hardly understand that. I hardly understand what they're saying. Not just me, but even Chinese people, when they go to the south, like Chinese from the north, if he goes to the south, he doesn't understand what they're saying.
Well, it's just like, here in
the Chinese that.
Yeah, no, it's just like here in America, depending on what part of the country you go to, people have different accents. And some people have more. Wow. I think if you're from like the West Coast, people understand you more, and I think that's because a lot of the movies, a lot of people are very used to listening to they're used to listening to like the Western American accent more so. Okay. And even when I was applying for an English teacher, they would say that they preferred Northwestern accents or Northern accents more. Because people from England, a lot of the people from England or Great Britain, they had trouble, like, understanding. Because they're not used to it. I just think they're not used to it,
You're working in Taiwan?
Yeah, I was learning some Mandarin. I was just teaching myself as much as I can, and then I was teaching there. I was a teacher in the States way before I moved to Taiwan, but I ended up, first year I taught adults, and second year first year I taught kids, and the second year I taught adults English. So.
How was your experience like in Taiwan?
It was the best thing I've ever done in my life. One of the best things. It was amazing. It was great. Like you said, it kind of, even though it kind of made me who I am in the sense, I felt like I'm real independent, so I felt like I had to give up doing everything myself. I had to ask for help. Because, when you go to a country and everything's in Chinese, you're literate, right? Like, yeah, exactly. I'd be like, can you help me read my gas bill? I needed somebody to help me get an apartment, to read my bills, to read everything to me, to talk to people for me. It was very humbling, and the people were extremely nice and extremely helpful, and I'm forever grateful because I just, it's kind of, it makes me very full inside because, like, I get a little teary-eyed when I think about it because I was so vulnerable, and I just had a bunch of people that didn't even know me that were willing to step up. And I know it was part of their job, but even though, like, it was part of their job, I still felt like they went above and beyond to make me feel comfortable and to make sure that I was safe. So, so they didn't have to do as much as they did, huh?
I need to visit Taiwan. I've never been there.
Oh, really?
I've never been there.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to Hong Kong in April.
Oh, you haven't been to Hong Kong?
No.
Oh, I love Hong Kong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. In 2019, I'll just be traveling around making videos. So I'm starting from Africa. So after Africa, I'll go back to China in April. Then first week in April, I'll fly to Hong Kong, then Taiwan, then Macau, those places. And
I haven't been to Macau. But I've been to, Hong Kong's only an hour and 30 minutes or 50 minutes, something like that, from Taiwan. So it's like from LA, Los Angeles to Vegas or something like that. It's really close. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I only stayed for a few days, but and I stayed in the touristy part. So
you ever came to China?
No, I want to, definitely. I think I'm going to go in 2020. That's my goal. I'm going to Germany this year. I like to travel too. So, and this year my mom, she wanted to take a trip. She wants to go to Germany. So we're going to Germany, and we might hit another country while we're over there. But next 2020, I want to go to mainland China and Japan because I have a cousin that actually he lives in Japan. He's fluent in Japanese. His kids are half Japanese, and I have a bunch of like friends that are Japanese in Japan. I need to stay at least a month if I go to Japan because I have a lot of people to see, and then I'll probably go back and swing by Taiwan, and then also go to mainland China. So
Yeah,
if
that would be a good experience.
yeah, if I could at
That would
least
be a good
spend a
experience.
month in China, I would. Um,
Yeah,
there's so much to see
I
in
think
China.
a lot, a lot. Even me, I couldn't go to all the places that I want to visit, but 2019, that is the goal. I don't want to stay at one particular place for a month. I just have to travel all the time. That's the goal for 2019. So I will moving from one place to another.
Do,
Yeah,
how,
but I want to move from China to Japan for 6 months. I want to learn Japanese though.
yeah, learn as much as you can before you get there, and then just like throw yourself in it. It'd be
Yeah,
great. Yeah, yeah. I just right now I'm just focused on languages that I can use. I do want to learn some Japanese before I go there, though. So I'm just like, okay, I want to at least go. Like, I can get some under my belt by 2020 next year. Oh my God, I keep thinking it's 2018. I'm like 2 years next year. Next year, I guess next year I'm gonna go sometime. Probably the mid or the end of 2019. I want to ask you some things about China though. What is it like? Like, so is the thing about the term limits true about Xi Jinping, like ending the term limits for president? Is that true?
yeah, it's true. According to Chinese people, he has been the best president ever. So they don't see anything wrong like maintaining him for forever. So this is how it's gonna be. He's gonna be
What?
there forever.
He's gonna be forever? I think that's bad
Yeah,
though. That's terrible. Even
yeah, but according to them, they don't see any because there's nothing like how do you call it? There's nothing like democracy in China. So I don't think there's something wrong with it because democracy doesn't exist in China. So if you want to stay forever, I think they're cool with it. So far as it's developing the country,
yeah,
that's all everybody.
I think absolute power corrupts and uh absolutely, Even though I like Trump, I think he's a great president. He's one of the greatest presidents we've seen in a long time. Like after his 8 years are up, or four years, hopefully he'll get another 4 years. We're gonna have to hope that there's gonna be somebody else that's better, because you know.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Do you think there's some Chinese that disagree with that?
They don't elect anybody. That's how it is in China.
Wait, they
It's
don't.
just after 5 years. They don't. There's nothing like voting like America. It's not like that in China.
So wait, how does the person become president?
No, I mean they elect the president from let's say the members of parliament who elect the president. That's how it is.
So the people don't elect the president.
Yeah, every person has a representative. Every let's say every province has their own representative. So those people are the people who elect who's going to be the next president of the country. But it's 5 years, 5 years. I think 10 years. But this time around, they are not changing it, and I think the people are cool with it. So we are just foreigners living in the country. So it has nothing to do with us. If the people are ready to go with him,
Well, I'm sure, because Chinese people are people just like everybody else. They have diverse opinions. So maybe there's some people that don't agree with that, as well. I wonder,
definitely.
I wonder how many people are also willing to be open about that, because, maybe they're people that just aren't willing to open up to foreigners and say how they really feel about that. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I think people were most of them agreed with him because personally have Chinese friends and they like him. They like him. They say he's one of the best presidents ever. So I'm not Chinese, so I might not know what other Chinese people think.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the few that I talk to, they really like him.
They
That
don't have an issue with
he's
it.
yeah, they think he's a powerful man. So a powerful man has to lead a powerful country.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe, man, or maybe it'll work out for them. I don't know. I just think that's a bad idea, just given how human nature works, you know? I think that no matter how good of a leader you
Yeah,
are, I think after a certain time, you know, your position can be corrupted. But we'll see. We'll see. You know.
yeah, yeah. It's all depend on the people. That's it. It's all depend on the people.
What else was I gonna ask you? I was gonna ask you some other things about like, is it true? How about the social media score? How does that work there? Is that
Okay, like what China like
oh
almost
oh? And do you
every
get
form.
one because you're a foreigner, or is it just for Chinese people?
No, it's blocked everywhere. It's blocked everywhere. Like talking of YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, what else? Google, all those applications, all those social media has been blocked in China. It's blocked totally. So if you want to access it, you have to download a VPN before you be able to access all this social media. So in China, even if you have a good internet, you have to have a VPN, which will make your internet slow a bit to access YouTube. Do you
Oh,
understand me? So
yeah, yeah, but why
without
can't it just
VPN,
be open? Why can't people just access it if they want to?
when I when when I went to China, it was blocked. Okay, when I went to China, it was blocked. It's something that has been there. I think they started from 2007 or maybe 2011. That's what I heard. 2007 or 2011. One of these years. That was when they blocked YouTube. And since they blocked YouTube, they decided to block the remaining ones. They just blocked WhatsApp recently. They just blocked WhatsApp recently. I think they're trying to do that to let everything stay in the country.
Well, I mean, but it shouldn't be up to the people to decide what they want to listen to and what you know what I mean? Like they're adults, so you
Out
know.
there. Did, did you get what I mean? Like they want every information to stay in the country.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but why are they so controlling of that? Because you know, if they're you know, I mean, people should be able to make up their mind as to what information they choose to you know hear or not hear. So it's still to me that's a little bit disturbing because they're still controlling how people think and what they, you know, and they kind of do that here too. But we still have the option to, you know, I mean, our media control bad is here in the U.S. too. So don't get me wrong, but we still have the option to be able to go outside and look for other information if we want to, as opposed to just certain things being blocked. You know, they're trying to do that here. They're trying to scrub certain things off the internet. The way that they do that here is they'll get Google to place certain articles high in the rankings because they know people um, won't maybe search so far for something. You know, they'll maybe look at the first couple of pages and then they'll move on. But, you know, for people that really want to find it, it might be like on the last page or something like that. So they're trying to do it very passive aggressively here in America too. But we still have that option if we want the information. You know, we still have the choice. So I don't know. The fact that they don't have the
They're
choices, that's a bit disturbing. You know.
Yeah, because
You can preserve your
even
culture and still like give people the option to be able to get information because people need varying points of view and information to make their own informed decisions. Hello? Hello? Okay, hold on.
yeah, it's okay now.
Okay,
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 all
go
right,
on.
it's okay now.
You want to
Yeah,
respond to that?
yeah. So all I sometimes I feel like even the VPN. If you go to China, if you have an Apple ID from China, you cannot access the VPN. Even the VPN has been taken away from the from the Apple Store. Is that like Skype like this? If I'm in China, I won't be able to access it. But I'm living in Ghana, that's what I'm using it. But if I was supposed to be in China right now, I won't be able to access my Skype. But I still feel like they're just trying to control the people. They're just trying to I don't know how to explain. Um,
Control the people.
Yeah,
Like, to me, that's controlling the people.
yeah, that's how I see it. That, that's how I see it, because if you talk to an ordinary Chinese, he doesn't know anything about what is happening outside world, outside China. He doesn't know. Like ordinary Chinese person in the street, he doesn't know what is happening outside China. It's because all these social media are being blocked.
What?
Do you
I don't.
get me?
Yeah. I don't think that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, we all know, but it's not your country, so you just have to get used to it. Because sometimes I feel like
Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't mean you have to like it
crazy.
or agree with it or think it's good.
Yeah, it's crazy. And sometimes when there's a day I went to Dubai,
Mhm.
and when I landed in Dubai, I wanted to use YouTube. I had to on my VPN first before I used my YouTube, and I forgot myself. Oh my God, I'm out of China. Even again, you when I land, yeah, when I landed, I decided to on my VPN first, turn on my VPN first before I use YouTube. But I forgot myself that hey, I'm in Dubai, not China. Because you live in China, so you get used to it. Like anytime you want to use
Yeah.
this social media, you need to first go use your VPN first. But I got out of China and I was still using my VPN. I found out, oh God, no, they're out of China. So I think it's something that is there, and the people are already used to it. And the people over there are not trying to use Facebook, not trying to use YouTube or something. They actually having all their social media. Like they have their Facebook version, they have their YouTube version, they have their
Yeah.
Snapchat version. They have version of everything. So I feel like they're trying to control the people and also um, patronize their own thing. That's how I see it.
Well,
Yeah, but
the problem with that is I see is that like the purpose of Facebook to me and all and YouTube and all these other platforms is that you can communicate with people from all over the world. So that's a beautiful thing about it. You know what I mean? So my thing is, I just feel like the government or whoever is in charge of controlling the people, they're not giving the people the choice to be able to make the decision or not. So that's a huge problem with me. To me, it's like a human right to be able to have that information if they want it, and if they want. So you see, what I'm saying they're not giving them the the freedom to like choose what they want as a people. They're basically, they're probably okay with it because they don't really know any better in the sense that, they're like, oh, well, we're using our own stuff, but then they don't have any contact with, or I shouldn't say any contact, but they don't have any like, they're kind of being guided as to how to connect with the outside world instead of having the freedom and the freedom of thought and choice to be able to do that themselves. Because if they were truly like what am I trying to say, patriotic to their own country, then they could still be exposed to this information and still do that as opposed to like not given the choice. Does that make sense?
yeah, but I think the people living in the country don't really care. I don't know how to explain, but if you talk to an ordinary Chinese, they don't care. They are used to it because
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I just think I don't know. I think it's a bad thing. Yeah, because you're used to it. It's like if you're born and you're in a bubble. There are a lot of Americans too.
exactly,
Like they
exactly,
don't travel and stuff, so they don't really have the desire to go and look see other countries and stuff, and they're used to it. But I don't think that that's a good
exactly.
thing. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, no. Even me, sometimes I say that's not a good thing, uh, because most of them don't know what is happening.
But I see
Sorry.
as okay. Just take it back. So you're saying you see it's a good thing. You're saying they don't really care. I can see that to a certain point, just because I understand too.
Yeah, I
You
was
can say
saying.
you can say if go on, go say what you're saying.
I'm saying that like sometimes to me it's not a good thing. Sometimes to me it's not a good thing, but the people living in the country don't most of them don't really care because they don't see why they have to use Facebook whilst they have Weibo. They don't see why they have to use YouTube whilst they have Yoku. So
Yeah.
this is how they believe in whatever they see on their social media. That is why when you go to China, a lot of people don't know what's happening outside China. So when you go to China, like people can ask you some, I'll say some stupid questions that you don't even know why they are asking you such questions. But when you live in the country and you realize that, oh, it's because of this, like, okay, so he didn't know this because this is blocked or this is that. So from there, when he get close to you or he or she get close to you, that is when he got to learn he got to learn something from you, because YouTube is blocked, because Instagram is blocked. So that's why sometimes when I do videos, I tell foreigners that whatever you portray in China affects those foreigners who have never been to China.
Okay. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Whatever you're gonna do in China affects other foreigners who have never been to China. Why? Because they will never watch YouTube or they will never watch Facebook to know that, oh, not all foreigners are like this. Not all black people are like that. You go to China right now, they're gonna call you Obama skin color.
They're gonna call me what?
What they're gonna call you Obama. They're gonna call
Obama?
you Obama skin color because
Yeah. Actually, that happened to me in Taiwan too. I had these people and they were yelling at me. They're like, Obama! I was like, where?
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's just that in that sense, that's true anywhere you travel. Like people have, questions about even Taiwan being very like more open, than China, they still had questions because a lot of them, they're too poor. They can't afford to travel. A lot of the older generation was the country was under martial law, so they weren't even allowed to leave the island for a while. Um, so I think that just happens too. And even here, like I said, it's open, but we have, our media is still controlled in the sense where, there are a lot of people that only listen to certain media outlets and they don't go out and seek out other news outlets, and they don't feel that they have to, right? Um, they'll watch CNN or they'll watch MSNBC or something or BBC and that's all they need to know. And every news station, I would say, even the alternative news station, they're all biased. I think that's human nature. But the thing is, you have to be able to get different sources and kind of like come to your own conclusion, about things.
Yeah.
How about do you watch China Uncensored?
Yeah, but I think that channel is being paid for, like, they are being paid to do that
Do you think that they're biased? Super biased?
all the time, all the time,
Okay.
all the time, um, all the time. I watch channel uncensored. I like the channel, but the thing is, like, I feel like the channel is being controlled by other people. I don't know, because when you go to China, I think if talking about politics in China, I don't really like talking about politics, but uh, talking of China Uncensored, it's like they've been sponsored to do that, because
Okay.
they don't talk about any positive thing about China, or everything about China is negative. So, and living in China, I don't think everything that is happening in China is negative like the way China Uncensored is making it to be.
Yeah.
I watch China Uncensored. I watch Sapenza. I know him in person. I don't know if you know Lawai 86, like
No, why? No.
86.
No.
You know Sapenza?
No.
Oh,
They're
okay, cool.
YouTubers?
So yeah, these are the major vloggers in China. So major vloggers, if you know
Are they
major vlog.
Chinese?
No, one of them is South African, one of them is American, and yeah, an American and
Okay.
it's American and South African.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the major channels in China that maybe if you want to see anything about China, you definitely have to watch these guys. But China Uncensored, I feel like he's been sponsored to say something about the party, the party that is in ruling right now. That's how it is. That's how I see that channel. Because they
Okay.
don't say anything positive about China. No, everything is negative.
Well,
Yeah.
do you say anything negative about China? Because
Well,
and then there's good and there's bad. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm
sometimes.
just saying. So you can like watch your channel, which is I've seen mostly positive. You know, I haven't really
Yeah,
seen anything. Maybe you have done. I'm like, but all your stuff is positive, which is good. I'm
yeah,
not saying it's bad. But then you can look at China Uncensored. You can see the negative stuff, and then you can kind of put them together and kind of come to your own conclusion. And then you can also
yeah.
go and experience stuff yourself, and then come to your
Whatever,
conclusion that way.
whatever China Uncensored is saying is like exaggerated. Let me put it this way.
Well, it's
He
comedy too. It's supposed to be comical,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, exactly. But the thing is like you can get comedy out of it, but you should know the number of people that you are spreading the information to. You get what I mean? Because people
Yeah,
have never been to China, and whatever you're going to say is what they're going to believe in. Because
yeah.
when it comes to Africa, most people believe that China is a racist country. I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist in China, but it's not the way people say it.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you get what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
China
yeah.
says, I like that channel. I like that channel sometimes. Sometimes some things to say is happening, but sometimes I feel like it's way too exaggerated, and I feel like something is wrong. Personally, I feel like he's being supported by the opposition, like he's being supported by a group of people to do whatever he's doing. That's how I feel. I might be wrong, but I watch the channel, and this is how I say it.
Do you
Yeah.
think that this just his? Because I know that they. I mean, he could be getting money on the side. I don't know that, but I know that they sponsor. I mean, they have a. They're, they get they have a lot of subscribers, so they're getting money from their YouTube channel that way, and they also have like a dollar thing per video or something. So they're sponsored by a lot of their viewers. But like you said, they could be getting money on the side. Like
No,
we
no,
don't
no,
have
no,
any.
no. It's not. It's not.
But do
What
you
I'm
think
talking
that's
about
just
is not
his point
about.
of view too? Just by like, isn't his
No, no, no,
wife
no, no.
Chinese or?
No, yeah. Oh, but come on. All the vloggers in China, their wives are Chinese. All the vloggers in China. Every vlogger in China is married to a Chinese woman.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying. But you don't think that's just his point of view from like what he's
No,
seeing?
no, 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 no. It's not his point of view because he doesn't live in China.
Do you think he has lived in China? Hello. All right,
He
hold on.
doesn't live in China.
Okay, but I'm saying hasn't he lived in China? I think he did live in China at one point. I don't think he lives in China now.
Yeah, but listen, like I'm gonna be honest to you. Like I like that channel, but most of the videos that he makes is exaggerated to
Okay.
make because let's the West. If you check on YouTube, the West hates China right now. The West. I'm being. If you check YouTube comment. Okay, read YouTube. Okay, look at this video that you did. Of Christmas band in China.
Mhm.
What was the comment like? What was the comment like? People who believed in you, who believed what you said. What was the comment like?
Oh, like
People who agreed with you. What
yeah.
was the comment like?
They were just saying, "Oh, that's sad." It wasn't a lot of hate. It was just more like, "Oh, that's messed up. They're becoming, communists, just like America." Because a lot of people are, we're living in fear right now too that this is what like the left politicians are trying to make America. They're trying to control the people in America, like the perception of China is being controlled.
Yes.
So.
So
I
that is
had a couple
that is
people that were like straight up like hating and stuff, but for the most part, from what I remember, um, you know, there were a bunch of people that did, but were like, "That's not true. What are you saying?" And then there were some people that were like, "Oh, that's messed up. We'll pray for China," you know, like so it wasn't necessarily just like hating. It was just like, "Oh, that's messed up." Like, you know, I feel sorry for them. You know.
so that is how it is. Like Channel on Sunset is a good channel, but he's doing it in a way to favor the West. So he exaggerates. Most of these videos are exaggerated. Some of these videos is just most of these videos. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like living in China, I think anyone living in China will know that most of the videos are exaggerated. And why is he always talking about the government? Because um, that's why he cannot live in China, because it's not something that you need to do. If you do videos in China, just do your own videos,
But do you think
But
he can live in China and make videos about that though? That's the thing. I
no,
don't
you
think I
can't.
don't think he could live in China and make videos about that. But see, that's
No,
the
you
thing.
can't.
That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to get across is the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression. There are people here that make, videos about shooting President Trump. They call his daughter a cunt and a whore. They do all this stuff and they're still okay. Like nothing's happening to them, not going to jail. They're not being made examples of. They say, F the president, all this stuff, which is disrespectful. I don't like it, but I do believe in freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And if you want to say those things, then you have a right to say them. So that's the thing
Yeah.
that kind of creeps me out is that you can't talk out against the government in China because it's just like you say a lot of people, they like the president, but can they really say that they don't like the president without getting that's just I think a lot of the perception that a lot of Westerners have in China is the thing that kind of freaks them out is just like not being able to feel the freedom of expression and freedom of thought there. It's still being
Yeah.
controlled, and I personally don't think that's a good thing. I don't hold it against the people. I don't think I think people are people. There's some people that probably in China that are okay with that, and there's some people that aren't. But I think the people that aren't, because I've had students and I've had other people from China tell me things that have moved from China and became citizens here. And once they felt comfortable speaking about things, then they would open up, but they couldn't speak there. So they, once they kind of got out of that bubble, and they, were like, oh shoot, like I didn't know that this exists or this happened or this is this way, because when I was in China, like, I was still, everything was still like in a bubble. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but the thing is, like, that is how it is. That is how it is, and I think the people already know that they don't have freedom of speech. So that's why, like, most of them, when they move out of China, they they feel like they have some kind of freedom to do whatever they want to do. I have met a lot of Chinese girls that they live in China. As soon as they go abroad, they're like, "Hey, I'm not coming back to China, man. I'm not gonna come back again." Oh, yeah, for real. Um, even my girlfriend did exactly the same thing, and she said no, she's not gonna come back to China again. Like that's how it is. So she felt like she's out of a prison, and she's seen herself in heaven. So she's gonna explore, enjoy her life, enjoy the new life she has right now, and she's gonna try her best to live in that country forever. So that is how it is. So most of them, when they leave China, they don't wanna come. But this is how it is, and there's nothing that you can do to change it. So they just have to get used to it and do their own thing. When you get an opportunity to go out of China, that's it. But for
But
me, living there as a foreigner, I don't think I have anything against it. I just
well,
enjoy my life, and
I
that's
think
all I.
you're kind of free in the sense that you have a door, you have a key to the outside world, so you can leave if you want to. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can leave.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
the difference. You can go and
Yeah,
you can leave if you want.
yeah.
Even
That's
if
what that's what I.
I were to go there and live for a few years and observe and stuff, and I can be like, okay, well, this is just how it is for them, and they don't know any better. But I can leave. I can bounce and just be like, you
Exactly,
know what I mean?
exactly. You go to, like, I have a saying that you go to Rome, you do what Romans do. So definitely, everywhere I move, like this is how
Oh
I live
yeah,
my life.
I
So
know what you mean. Yeah, you respect the culture, basically.
exactly,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how I live my life. So
yeah.
if this is how it is, I just live by it. When the time comes, I leave.
That's
That's all.
respectable. That's respectable. And like even if I go to a country for a short amount of time, I'll try and get a phrase book. I'll try to do, you know what I mean? I'll be respectful because I want people to do that here too. You know, I want people to if they're in America, I want them to respect our culture.
You're right.
Yeah, I
Right.
got you. So your girlfriend, is she in Africa?
Right.
Is she in Africa?
No, 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 no. No, she's in UK right now. No, it's like, because of what happened, we just have to, yeah, we just have to let it go. That's it.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, there's
So
nothing that we could physically do, but I think this point exactly is why outsiders have the opinion about China as far as the government and controlling them, though. That we just don't understand because we have the freedom of thought and expression. So to us, they're just like, and they have their opinions about us. Like, so I don't feel guilty about like making that judgment because I know that Chinese people have their opinions and their views about Americans, you know.
yeah, but they love Americans though.
And
They love
I love Chinese people. Like I
Yeah,
do. I like the culture, so it's more just to me I any negative thing I've had to say about China has just been like the government control.
yeah,
And because I just feel as human beings you should have the freedom to be able to and get the information you need to. And like I said, I'm fighting that. That's partly what my channel is in America. Like, there's a lot of American people have been lied to about a lot of things. A lot of things have been concealed from us as well. So I think it's not for me as much of a like I'm looking down on China. It's just like I want to see them thrive, just like I want to see any human being thrive. Because I feel like Americans we're not thriving, and we're in trouble because of the same reason. Our government has lied and controlled us too. You know,
yeah, and it's happening.
and got us
It's
into
happening.
wars. I don't agree with a lot of the wars that our government has imposed upon people and a lot of the colonization. I don't agree with that either. So of our own government. So that's the only thing I would say. But I still want to go. Like I'm not scared to go to China. Like I want to go. Definitely, I'm not trying to
No,
turn anybody off to going to China.
it's a good place to be. I won't lie to you.
Have
It's really
have
a good place.
have you been to the Glass Bridge?
No, not yet, not yet, because I saw people were scared. People were scared at that place because man, everything made in China, me, I don't trust it sometimes. So
Hey
I
man, you
don't want
can't
to
talk
risk.
negative about China. You just said something negative. I'm just messing with you. But okay, so that's another thing too. Like, okay, so I saw footage that it cracked, but then I saw something else that was like, oh, it's just a special effect that they use to mess with people, right?
Yeah,
Like there's like a
yeah,
digital thing when you get on there, like you're walking across,
it,
and it
yeah,
looks like it's gonna break, but it's like a computer thing. It's like a
yeah,
special effect, and people like freak
yeah.
out. But I don't think it
I
really
really,
is gonna break. I don't know.
I really want to go to that place. I really want to go there, but not yet.
How
I
about
really want to go.
have you been to Mount Huashan?
Huasha?
Yeah, it's one of the tallest mountains. It's super high, and then you get to a point where you can walk on the outside of the mountain, but you have to get
What
like a rope and like tie
a rope?
yourself to the edge so you can walk along the edge. It's crazy.
No, no,
I know.
no, not yet.
No. And how about because there's a lot of places in China I do want to see. Of course, the Great Wall, the Terracotta Warriors, the Piano House. Have you been there?
The piano house?
Yeah, the Piano House and the. Have you heard the Piano House?
Where is it?
I don't know. It's this huge house it's built like a piano. It's not a house, but it's a building, but it's a giant piano. It's built like a giant piano, and then there's a giant violin next to it. But it's a building. You can like walk into it. There's like shops and stuff in there, or build office buildings or something. But that's in China.
Yeah.
Have you been to that Globe Library? There's like a
Yeah, I've been
huge.
there, Tianjin. That's it.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah,
That
I've been
looks
there.
cool.
It's in Tianjin. Yeah, it's beautiful, really beautiful,
Yeah, yeah, and
really
then what?
beautiful. That was in Tianjin.
And what else?
Tianjin, like you have to go to like Shanghai. You have to go to the band.
The where?
You have to climb the tower. The band. It's called the band.
Okay.
The band. Yeah, it's really beautiful. And the Guangzhou Tower. Our place too, I've been there. It's really nice, like Guangzhou Tower and the Great Wall. Definitely, everyone who goes to China want to go there. What else?
There's certain
Yeah,
parts of it
and
though
then
that are better, right? That are better, like with
yeah,
better views than others, because you got to figure out like where to
yeah,
go because it's so long,
like
right?
winter you have to go to Harbin. For during winter, like I was there once. It was really beautiful. Like the ice community, like everything that is there is built with ice, and it's really pretty. Yeah, really pretty. I was there once, but really cold over there. Really super cold. But I kind of like it over there.
Harbin.
Harbin, like
Oh,
Harbin.
Harbin. Okay, Harbin.
Yeah, Harbin. Like it's really a cool city. Like you can only go there during winter. Summer, nothing to do over there. And Dalian too is really pretty. Yeah. So I actually like most cities in China, um, especially Shanghai and Beijing. I just love Shanghai and Beijing. That's it. Yeah, those are the two cities that I really love
That's
in
cool.
China.
That's cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm still gonna go. I just,
No, don't worry.
yeah, yeah,
China
yeah.
is
But I
there.
just,
Anytime you want, just enter. It's really,
yeah.
yeah, it's really a good place that when you go there, you meet the people, like the language, the culture, everything is fascinating. Like you're gonna enjoy it. Trust me, you're gonna enjoy it. Like I, I'm out of China right now, but I would love to go back again. I love to go back.
And I was gonna ask you, how many languages do you speak?
Right now, let's say the one that I'm fluent right now is just three. And then like I'm learning other languages. Like right now I'm learning Swahili, an African language like used by most Africans. So that is the new language I'm learning right now. And in March I'll start my Japanese course in March. Yeah.
So you know
So
English, Swahili, and Chinese and Mandarin.
and Chinese and Mandarin. Yeah. That's. But the rest I can greet people, but not like I speak. But I can when I meet somebody
Yeah.
from this country, I can greet you in your language. Like those are not Chinese, like those are not fluent. Just like Russian, when I meet a Russian, I know how to greet him or her. When I meet people from different countries, I know how to
Okay.
greet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, but the
Uh,
fluent one is just Chinese.
but they speak English in Ghana, right? So is English like
And
your
they speak
first
English in
language?
Ghana. Yeah, and, oh, yeah, and we also speak like our own language. Like we speak Tree. It's called Tree, the Ghanaian language. Yeah, the Ghanaian language too. And what else?
So you speak
I don't
that?
think.
You speak
Of course,
you speak
of
Twi?
course, I.
Twi? What is it
Yeah,
called?
yeah. It's called Tree.
Tree?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it sounds
Not
like a tree, like growing outside like a
no
tree.
no 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 not like a tree. Like tree, it's like TWI.
Oh, Twi.
TW.
Twi.
Yeah, tree. Like I think this guy speak tree. Lao Shu speaks tree. It's amazing.
Oh, Laoshu 5500.
Yeah, he speaks tree, and I was so amazed. Like, hey, dude, like you're absolutely awesome. Like I like the guy, man. I like him so much.
Have you
Like,
met him?
not yet, but we talk. We talk.
You gotta do a video. You guys, if you guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put Wodemaya's link. I'm gonna put what's his face? Laoshu 5500. He's another guy. He's black. He speaks like a million languages. He's crazy, like crazy
It's
good.
crazy.
Yeah,
Super
yeah,
crazy. And
yeah.
he learned
And
all
he's
the language
American,
by
huh?
himself, and
Huh?
yeah, he's American. Yeah, he's American. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's American, and he learned all the languages by himself, and that was what I feel like. No, this
He's
guy is
inspiring.
crazy.
He's very inspiring.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like
Yeah.
even because of him, I want to learn Cantonese. Like Cantonese because of him, I want to learn it.
You
I
want to
want to
learn
learn it
what?
because
I'm
I just
sorry.
have to speak Mandarin and
You said.
Cantonese. Is it
Oh, okay,
Cantonese?
Cantonese. Yeah. I'm not.
Cantonese. I want to learn it because he speaks that.
Hey man, that's nine tones, man. I'm just trying to get Mandarin down first. I'm not trying to mess with Cantonese. But you know what? I love the way Cantonese sounds. It sounds really nice. The
Yeah,
flow is
lei
really
ho,
pretty.
lei ho.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I just can't. I'm like, I can't even mess with that yet. I got to get Mandarin down. And I know right now I'm just like trying to focus on languages that I'm gonna use because I don't want to lose them. You know, because it's a lot of time and effort, and
Mm.
if you're not using them frequently, they lay dormant. So they're not, you know. But yeah, that guy's really inspiring. Do you How about Ari in Beijing? Have you hooked up with him?
Who?
Ari in Beijing. Do you know him?
No?
You've never heard of Ari in Beijing?
No, who's that?
Oh, he's another YouTuber. He's this guy. He's American too. He's white, but he lives in China too, and he speaks Chinese, and he taught himself, and he vlogs about it.
His name is what?
Ari in Beijing. His channel is Ari in Beijing.
R?
ARI, Ari.
Let me check him out.
Ari in Beijing. Yeah.
R.
Yeah. Because you guys, if you're in
Never.
Beijing, I think you guys are in Beijing around the same time. But he has a pretty popular channel too. I've watched him too. But anyway.
I've never heard of him.
What? I thought you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Do you watch Luca?
No, I've seen it out.
Luca? Do you know Luca?
Do I watch you?
Luca, all the polyglots. So guys, right now we're going on a tangent. We're talking about all the YouTube polyglots and stuff. What's his name? Luca Lamparello.
I think there's a guy. His name is really hard to pronounce. I started following him recently. He lives in Holland. Is it Holland? One of those countries.
I don't know.
He's absolutely amazing.
He speaks like 10. Yes. Yeah. He speaks like 8 to 10 languages or something like that. But he's Italian.
He's very tall. The guy is very tall. Very, very tall.
He is? I don't know. I never noticed if he was tall or not. But I think we're talking about the same guy, Luca. But his last name starts with an L. It's like Lamparello or something like that. And he speaks a bunch of languages. But he's Italian. He speaks in English like English was his first language, but it wasn't. His Italian was his first language. He speaks like a ton of languages. It's crazy. And they're all like in the same clique. It's like him, Benny the Irish polyglot. You know him?
There are a lot of talented guys on YouTube.
Yeah, Benny the Irish polyglot, Steve Kaufman, Lingo Steve. I watch those people. There's a girl I just found, and I forgot her name, and she's African, but she was born in Germany, but she speaks like 8 languages too. She's amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find all these people, and I'm gonna put them in the links too. You guys can check them out.
Oh, I've seen her. I've seen her too.
She's gorgeous too. She's beautiful, and she's just like. Huh?
Yeah, I think I've seen her. She lives in Germany, right?
I think she's Ghanaian. Oh, I think she is Ghanaian. I think she is. Yeah. Well, I think her family's from Ghana, but she grew up in Germany. So Germany was her first language, and then she moved to China and she studied Chinese, and then she speaks French, Spanish, and like a couple other languages. She's and English, and all of them perfectly.
I watch her channel.
Yeah, those are.
I watch her channel sometimes.
Oh, what's her name? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put in the links. I can't think of her name, but she's amazing. She's amazing.
She's from Ghana. I know the girl you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's from Ghana. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are doing amazing things on YouTube, and sometimes when I watch them, it really inspires me a lot to learn more languages. You know, because I'm not somebody who want to learn languages, but when I went to China, I just felt like, hey, let me learn this language so that I can use it to do my own things here in China. But when I started doing YouTube, when I started seeing a lot of guys learning these languages, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
I gotta learn different languages and add it to my Chinese. It's gonna be cool.
And you know what? I really feel like when you learn a language, it really opens up a different pathway, like a portal in your head. You start thinking on a different level. And I think as a teacher, we're really lied to. It's another lie we're told about how to learn languages, you know, and that it can't be done, and the whole myth that you can only learn that many languages when you're a kid, and that's BS. That's not true.
That's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true.
So
because like when I went to China, when I started learning the language, it was so cool for me to pick it up so fast because I had a lot of Chinese friends around me.
Yeah.
And I never learned Chinese in classroom. I just learned with friends and stuff, and I was able to express myself after 3 months in China. So I think it's just all about the environment. That's it.
Yeah.
Environment
And your focus and your will to do it. You gotta want to do it.
Yeah.
Because there are
Yeah.
people too. I'm sure there are a lot of expats over there that have been living in China 1,000 years and they don't know a drop of Chinese. You know?
There are a lot. There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's all depend on interest. It all depends on interest. If you don't have interest, it's like if you don't have an interest in a girl, you'll never go in for her. So if you don't have an interest in learning a new language or learning Chinese, definitely you're not going for it. Because I know a lot of guys that they've been living in China for 10 years. All they know is ni hao ma,
Yeah, that's bullshit.
just basics. And
I don't
they
know.
don't.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying to me. I'm like, even, at least try, especially if you're going to live there a long time. Like, how do you live in a country, no matter where you are, and not, like, learn the language? That's just ridiculous to me,
Yeah, but people don't mind. People don't
Well,
care.
they
They
can get
just
away with it, but, just like
yeah.
here, but it's annoying. There are people here that have been here a long time and they don't know any English, and it's harder to communicate with people. And you have so many instances of miscommunication. You're more vulnerable when you don't know the language. It's different if you're going to live a short amount of time, but if you're going to make a life somewhere, like, you should learn the language where you're going to live. I just think,
That is that is the most important thing. That is the most important thing. But people don't get it.
Yeah.
People don't get it at all. Because when you move to a new place and you want to leave that place, you gotta learn the language. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Because in China, it will help you do a lot of things.
Yeah, and
It will
it's
help you do a lot
like,
of
but you're
things.
more vulnerable too. Like, people are gonna take advantage of you. Like, it's more empowering to learn the language. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
That's how the thing is, like, when you want to learn it, it's gonna be difficult for you. But when you get a language, trust me, your life is gonna be easy for you.
Oh, totally,
Your life
definitely.
life is gonna be way too easy for you because life in China, I enjoy it because I I speak the language. I enjoy the life in China because I speak the language. So if you really speak the language, you're definitely gonna enjoy the place.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
definitely,
Yeah, people
you
open up to
definitely.
you too, I'm sure too, right? Because you've taken the time to connect with them too. It's also not just a matter of learning the languages. It's also like a means of connecting with people. And
Mm.
what is that? What is that? There's a quote that says, you speak to a man in a different language. You speak to his mind, but when you speak to him in his own language, you speak to his heart. Right? Have you heard that quote before?
Come again?
When you speak to a man in another language, you speak to his mind, but when you speak to him in his own language, you speak to his heart.
No, it's true. It's true.
It's a quote. I'm
Yeah,
paraphrasing. I don't think I said it exactly right, but that's like the quote. So,
yeah. Because even yesterday I went to KFC in Ghana. I just wanted to eat some burgers yesterday, so I
mhm.
went with my sister, and then like we were there. There were a lot of Chinese people in the at the same place trying to buy something, but they can't communicate. They don't know how to express themselves in in our local language. English too, they cannot speak. So like everybody was there. They don't know how to talk to each other. Like almost 5, 6 Chinese people. So when I went there, like I didn't want to help, but later I saw the way they were struggling. I decided to go there and just help them out.
Oh, they
And oh my
flipped
God,
out. They flipped out.
the when I started talking, you have no idea. I wish I could have recorded that moment when I started talking to them, like trying to explain what do you need in Chinese, and oh my God, they said give me your number. We want to see you again. I was like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
You're like an angel that came down from heaven that
And
was like,
then,
oh.
they were super excited. They were super excited
Yeah,
yesterday. And
yeah.
they didn't want me to join them to eat. And I was like, hey, no, don't worry. I came here with my sister. So you just enjoy yourself. And later I'm going to
Was
go back. So we exchanged contact. And when I came back home, they tested me. Thank you so much. And I was like, hey, it's okay. You're welcome. And then,
No, well, that's a good thing you did. I understand that. Like, was your sister the one you did a video where you were going around and she had braids, and then you were asking people to, like, is this her real hair? Right? Something like that?
no, that's not my sister. That was like, we just had some connection together before,
Oh,
that kind of
okay.
thing. Yeah.
That was a funny video, though. They were like, what? They're like, no! No.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's one the best. Yeah, but it's all like YouTube is actually making me meet new people.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, me too. I wish I would
I
have
love,
taken. Yeah, go on.
yeah, I love the way YouTube is. I love that because without YouTube, I wouldn't meet a beautiful YouTuber like you. So
Oh, thank
that's
you.
that,
Thank you. Yeah, see,
that's
this is
how.
why China needs YouTube. Come on,
Uh,
let's get it. I'm just kidding.
yeah, so that's how it is. I've met a lot of people through YouTube, and I always say that um, you should be ready to meet everyone from different background, ready to understand them,
Yeah.
and get to learn something from them. And you know, I have something that I always say: live, learn, and explore. So
Oh,
you just
that's
have to live
good.
your
Yeah.
life, learn from somebody because I might learn something from you. Even talking to you today, I've learned something that.
Let me start. Okay, so your last thing you were saying to live, learn, and explore. That's like the motto that you
Yeah,
live by. Yeah, very
Ye-
true.
yeah, live, learn, and explore. That is how I live my life. So I'm living my life anywhere, anywhere the way I want it, and I don't have to let people know that this is who I am. You know, I don't spend more than I earn, so that is how I live my life, and I learn new things every day. Like learn from people, learn from my surrounding, learn from the people that I meet every day,
Yeah.
and explore. I'm now moving from one country to another, one city to another, just exploring. You know, getting to learn things. So these are the three things that I live my life on. Like you live, you learn, and you explore. So that
Yeah.
is what. Yeah.
It's a good motto. It's a
yeah.
good into our
Yeah.
conversation because that's a
I,
really good yeah, that's a way to
I,
great way to look at life. Sorry, go on.
I want to register that before somebody takes it.
Yeah.
I want to
Well,
register.
you can. You should. You could. I mean, I guess you'd have to like trademark it
Yeah,
or
exactly. That's what
something.
mm, I want to do that. I want to do that because the way I've lived with this for so long, I like it. I like it, man.
Well, hurry up because we're on YouTube, so somebody might be like, oh, take it. I've heard something similar, but that's definitely a really great way to just navigate through life. I'm sure it brings
Yeah,
you a lot of joy and keeps your life very interesting. So, and me too. I mean, I haven't marketed it that way or trademarked it that way, but definitely I try to learn a lot like all the time and explore. I'm very curious. And I think that they said that was one of the things about Albert Einstein. He was very curious even as an older person. And I think like that curiosity, that openness, a lot of people, they get to a certain age and they feel like they stop learning. They don't there's nothing more for them to learn, and they're just done,
yeah,
and that just makes for just a very broken, sad, not
yeah,
exciting life.
yeah, yeah.
All right, guys.
So that
Oh,
is how it is.
yeah. So I was just
No,
gonna
it's
say,
just
check out Wodemaya. I'm gonna put his links in the bottom of the or in the, what do you call it, the description section. Is there
description
anything
box.
else you
Yeah.
want to say or promote? Um,
I just want to say, keep on supporting her. I know she's reaching out to a lot of people, and I hope she's gonna reach out to more YouTubers to bring you guys more awesome content. So all you need to do, if today's your first time of watching this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm definitely gonna share this with my subscribers too, so that they're gonna come and enjoy this part of Wodemaya because I'm not all that open on my channel sometimes, but I think I've been more open on in here more than on my channel. So all I want to say, thanks for
uh,
supporting her, and
uh,
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Well, same thing to you. He has a great channel as well, and I was a little bit starstruck. I was happy that you reached out to me because I watch you and, like I said, all the other YouTubers that we were talking about earlier, and they inspire me. It's like we're each other's teachers, from
Mm,
afar. So it's really, if I needed to look at to other foreigners that I know that were learning Mandarin to just to put the idea in my head that I could achieve that. So it's great, and his channel is very funny, and it's very inspiring too. So, and it's also, like, it is a very positive light on China if you want to see that side of China as well.
exactly.
So All right, guys. That's it. I will talk to you guys soon. All right. Peace, truth, and love. Bye-bye. Mwah.